Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signore. Yes, I'm still having some sound difficulties, but I believe we now have it ready. For those of you who just are following, and Lewis, I want to get to you because I know you've been following this even better than I. For those of you coming from Nerd Report, welcome, and thank you, Lewis, for sending them on over. But here's Adventures with Purpose. I just wanted to set up, for those of you who are like, who's AWP? What is this group? An amazing team of they're YouTubers and helpers. They have a channel, and they go out and they use their equipment. They've invested their sort of monetary, gains to get equipment to basically go around the world and help families find missing people using their resources. Really amazing team, really selfless guys, like really impressed by their work, and they deserve huge rounds of applause for all the work that they've done. And they now have a press release. We may play part of this in a little bit, but they're the ones who came in with all their diving gear and equipment to really help find it. Now, what's interesting, Lewis, and I want to come to you to get your thoughts on that press conference, but my immediate reaction is, from what I've watched with Adventures in Purpose, the first video they put out, it was very clear that, like, look, this is an ongoing investigation. We have a lot of information that we can't share, but we are, doing our job. They came in with a purpose. They were clearly brought in by the team. The sheriffs just said, we called them. However, when I saw that video, I don't know if you saw the first one they put out, it really did feel like they said it. We have information. We can't tell you everything. We have to be very careful of what we do share. But we'll be searching this, and we have some ideas of where we're going to look and what we're going to do. And now it does seem like the cops are trying to play it like, oh, no, we didn't know. We didn't give them any information, blah, 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 blah. We had no idea where she was. There definitely seems to be a little bit of a, wait, which one is it? And I'm going to put my money on Adventures with Purpose over these cops. But what is did you notice that too? And what are your reactions to all this?
No, I didn't notice. I didn't put too much into that. And obviously, Adventures with Purpose does know a little more than they're going to lead on because, look, we've been seeing it with the Prosser Sheriff Department. They're a small group, and they're overwhelmed. They don't have the resources, so there's probably lack of communication there. So I don't want to be too hard on this group right here, the sheriffs over there, because they were definitely overwhelmed. I mean, what's the population there? 2,000, 1,000. So I don't think there was any wrongdoing on their part at all. But they definitely they must have seen more. Adventures with Purpose was there. I don't know. There was a theory. There's another body there. There could have been another body. Why was her body in the back seat? Was she struggling to get out? Still a lot of questions. So,
well, it just feels, look, I'm not saying there's wrongdoing. Not everybody's a Northport police. I'm so used to it now with the Brian Laundrie case. I feel like every, and that awful footage, I don't know, we'll maybe get there, but the footage of the 3 officers that's going viral today. Look, I'm not anti-police by any stretch. I don't think they're all bad. I'm not implying that these guys are bad. However, it's tough when they don't find it. And I think you're right. This was clearly a team that's under-equipped, and not even a mean way, but just, still trying to figure stuff out. And I give them credit for calling Adventures with Purpose to admit, yeah, we heard about this group. We brought them in. We needed any extra assistance we could. But I don't know. I do think, Chad, I'm curious where you're at. I do sense there's a little bit of like, well, who knew what? What's actually going on here? And then why didn't you find it before? That's the big question. Like dude, when you brought this case to me and I was looking at it as a third party and sort of getting downloaded by you and Pascal and everybody, my first reaction was what? Well, clearly have they checked the water? Like, I feel like any rational person who watches, learns this case and is given the intel is gonna be like, well, they clearly threw something in the water, or is the car in the water? And so it does feel like, granted it was a large body of water. I get it. I'm not saying it's an easy task, but you would think there'd be as they said, they were using their resources to look, and then Adventures with Purpose comes in and boom, it's right there. Look, it gives pause, but I'll give the credit to the sheriffs in saying, yeah, clearly we need to learn how to use our gear better. I don't know. It's kind of depressing that YouTubers are given the best gear than these officers. Like, can we raise more funds to have every state have this gear?
No,
you know what I mean? Like, what's the deal?
Don't raise more funds. This is California. They have enough funds. Stop filling your pockets up, government officials. Give these guys the equipment. You could tell they were like a deer in front of a headlight all last week, not knowing. These sheriffs looked odd because they looked like they were crying. Usually when I see sheriffs, they're proud, they have their chin up. These guys during their press conference looked like they didn't know what they were doing, like they were overwhelmed. They were begging the public to help. They put their egos aside and they called Adventures with a Purpose for help. Thank God for that, man. They have enough funds. What are you guys doing?
Well,
we need to get
we should give Adventures with Purpose more money, I guess, to have other entities help them so they could be doing more at the same time.
They should be hired by the government.
It's true. There should be some outside groups that are, could cut through the. Well, that's the problem. You don't want to be hired. You can't. Then you will get stuck in the red tape. But having groups like Adventures with Purpose, and I believe they have shown their loyalty, like their elite, right? I trust them, which is rare for some of these cop agencies and et cetera. But yeah, if they were able to oversee and hire some more divisions to be able to all right, now we got 3 versions that we can outsource, to cases you guys don't even know about because we would just want to help, solve these cases. It does. I agree with you that we go support Adventures with Purpose. I'm going to give them another plug here. In fact, go just subscribe to their YouTube channel. They have they raise funds for gear from time to time. Go give them some love and support because they really are doing some amazing work here and putting themselves out there. And they've solved over 20 cold cases, et cetera. And they came in like that. So I applaud them tremendously, and we'll go through some of this footage. But look, these
are heroes,
total heroes. I have my applause button is working. There it is. Is that going through? There we go. My applause button does work. Bravo to them, and send all your love and support to them because they deserve it wholeheartedly. But now, so look, I don't think the cops are in on it. If anything, the cops just didn't do maybe as good a job as they could have. That's always sort of the complaint you're going to get on any of these cases. Now it just comes down to what happened. And I want to talk about sort of theories and what you think happened here, because now I have gotten a little bit more invested in this. But over the weekend, I really also want to talk about how True Crime YouTube and Ryan Upchurch handled this thing. Now, Mr. Ryan Upchurch, I was a fan of how you were handling this case. I don't know you personally. I don't want to beef with you. I really don't want to beef with you, judging how you and your fan base went after Icamel, because I just don't feel like what you did was right or fair. You talk a good game about wanting facts and, oh, well, it's this obvious and da-da-da-da-da. Half the shit you shared was completely full of shit and just like a very stretched, thinnest thing you could do. I'm sure if I spent 8 hours right now on Google, I could find something that would link you, Ryan, to the crime as well. I felt like that's what was going on here. It was just picking at things. And what he did to Icamel over the weekend really disgusted me. And the videos are still up, and he's tripled down. And I'm just not okay with it. I'm not okay with it. And I'm happy to have a conversation with Ryan at any point. I understand he was passionate about this case. I understand all of that. However, the way he went about it this weekend was just so irresponsible. And it just shows me how sort of dangerous this whole true crime community is, because there were so many people that were just fawning over this guy, Lewis, that, oh my God, come on my channel and we'll say whatever Ryan says, he's right. Oh my God, he's a country music guy. Like, who the hell is he to know better than Adventures with Purpose or experts at this stuff? It just felt like such celebrity fawning over a guy, the true crime people themselves, as well as the audiences. And what happened there was just despicable to see how crazy it went. So I am going to touch upon that. We're going to play some of this, and I want to react to it, regardless of whether Ryan or others want to come at me, because what happened this weekend was nuts. And it didn't help matters at all. And it's still going. And look, I don't know. I'm not best friends with Icamel by any stretch of the imagination, but I know him enough to know he's a good guy. And he didn't know where fucking Kiely was, which is what Ryan Upchurch was out all weekend trying to tell everybody. And that kind of stuff really unhinges me, because that's not helping. Putting out weird conspiracy theories because people are spending 8-hour threads to connect him to awful stuff. It was awful, guys. And Ryan, dude, what were you doing? What's going on? Unless this was some sort of, I said it on my tweet over the weekend, unless this was some sort of a big Christopher Guest parody level experience on the true crime world, Lewis, in which case then I'll give Ryan a bravo for just how crazy it all went. Did you witness some of this too? Did you see how sort of crazy things got over the weekend?
The true crime community is 90% morons. Okay. You could quote me on that. You guys got starstruck by somebody coming on and giving their 2 cents, allegedly. It was disgusting, man. Blaming random people for things, it's like the starstruckness is like, it's ridiculous. Come on Andy's show. We don't get starstruck. We hang around, the likes of Keanu Reeves and stuff like that. We don't care. No, I do think Ryan is talented. His music's pretty good and stuff like that. I liked his sort of reaction to this red flag Ronnie. Like, I was on board. I even DM'd the guy like, this is funny. Yeah, come on. I liked how he was calling out that caller. Something did seem a little off. It seemed there was a little fun to it. But then things took a dark turn, right, Lewis? Well, he also, like, I appreciate he came in on it, but I started getting slack on my channel that I have no input in this case and stuff like that Ryan does. For some reason, they were attacking me for some reason. With all due respect, Ryan came to the case late, man. He came like 7 days after she was missing. So, like, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I'm glad he came in there and brought attention, and then he just repeated what I said, that it was fishy about the party and maybe it didn't happen. So
I love this whole other excuse. Ryan doesn't need views, attention, clout. Dude, anybody in Hollywood needs it. So anybody who says that as their defense usually really needs it. So that's a really bad excuse. Like, everybody needs a little clout, or you don't get to sell your CDs and do what you like to do. I need clout. Lewis needs. We all need clout. We're all here. Yeah. Without you guys watching and supporting us and knowing about us, we don't get to continue. So it's such a stupid argument. I see people in the chat. Ryan doesn't need the credit. Dude, everybody needs cred. Everybody needs a little bit of reminder that they're out there doing stuff and excite their fan base. So that's nonsense. We all need it. So I'm not going to hear that nonsense here. But I want to go through sort of where things went south, and I want to talk more about kind of what happened, et cetera. But I do think this is important to address because a lot of people were watching this. And over the weekend, I guess, to help me, Lewis, if I'm missing this, he called into Ikamel's show. Ryan, he got involved in this case. He started talking about it. He called into Ikamel. I don't even know if it's still there, but he was very positive on Ikamel. It seems like those videos have now been deleted. But he was on saying Ikamel seems like a good guy. They were having fun, whatever. This red flag Ronnie guy sort of then called in, and I will admit sounded sus and something was off. But the reality is I don't trust any callers who call into a show. Who knows if they're actual real, if they're just people trying to become like, part of the story that had nothing to do with it. You got to treat a lot of these callers, no offense callers, I got to treat some of you with a grain of salt because, yeah, sure, sometimes you could be really involved and you're trying to, tell us information. It happens. But more often than not, we have to protect ourselves and not put out crazy bad theories because someone just wants to have their voice be part of the conversation. You know what I mean, Lewis? So it's a tough thing to suddenly take so much faith into a caller that calls into one of our shows, which is what then Ryan leveled into. And I'll be honest, I had no problem with him sort of calling out this caller. Caller claimed to have been there, and there were fair things that Ryan was bringing up at that point, and I think still has an issue with Ryan, this Ronnie character. I don't have a beef with Ryan and the Ronnie guy, okay? I get why that one started and why so many people took off on it. But things went south when then Ryan spun and ended up talking about this weird YouTuber also taken up for Ronnie. Ikamel stuck his foot in his mouth. YouTuber Ikamel knows where Kiely Rodni is. Ikamel is I can't even say this code word. Ikamel explaining how he's able to hack your phone. Like, what? Went and canceled the guy, dug deep in some dude looks like from this is like 30 years old. Lewis, I'm sure Ryan's never changed in his career. I'm sure he's always been the same dude, never fucked up in his life. Ryan, I'm sure Ryan Upchurch is just standard perfect citizen that's never fucked up in his life. Okay, but let's judge Ikamel off of his past, and then just keeps going and going and going. They're hidden PETA. Like, I can't even say this stuff. How deep this went down. 118,000 people, 3 million subscribers. This guy's sending on over, and then when all's said and done, and Ikamel had Ronnie on and proved it wasn't the same guy after Ryan racistly tried to just compare it. And then Ryan's excuse, Lewis, was, I just was trying to push him out so I could get the truth. I was trying to push him out so I could really unhinge them and get the truth. Dude, that's not okay. So you're going to dox people and put their personal information out and sick 3 million people to go harass this guy so you can push the information out? What the hell is this? This isn't okay in my book. This is sickening shit, and I'll call it out when I see it because I like this guy, and now I'm just pissed because it's like, look, that's not okay to do online, to start accusing that Ikamel knows where she is. This is dangerous shit. This is a real girl that was missing, 16-year-old girl, and this turned into some weird soap opera from him, and he's going to claim otherwise. I've watched the videos. This is a serious topic, yada, yada, but you're still focused on the drama. I don't get it. I thought for you calling all these true crime channels out for the drama and everything else, you're causing a lot of drama, Ryan. For what? To be right so you don't get sued for libel? Because I hope Icamel does come after you, because what you accused him of was awful without any evidence. You just went and said he knew where she was. This is dangerous shit, Lewis, and it made me. It's part of the reason I've stepped out of true crime, because you do have a lot. You do have some morons out there, Lewis. I'm not going to say who. There are a lot of morons who step into Tony. This. Well, I'll call out Tony. Tony's out there simping for what's her name, who should be the real suspect. Ryan should be focused on. What's the girl's name?
Sammy Smith.
Thank you. Sammy is the one we should all be putting our red flags on in a heartbeat. And instead, it almost makes me wonder. My conspiracy brain goes, Ryan, I wonder, is Ryan friends with Sammy? Is he doing all this for distraction? So that way we don't go and find out that Ryan's actually in a pedo ring with Sammy, and he knows where not only the body was, but where Sammy's living in his boom. I'm just saying, logically, if I say it loud in a Southern accent, Lewis, does it make it sound more legitimate?
Look, man, no disrespect to Southerners, man. Shout out to Cinema Shogun. He's been getting attacked as well. I love the Southern people, but this guy, Ryan, he doesn't represent anybody but himself. But it was crazy, dude. It was the true crime community. I thought you guys had some IQ, man. You guys don't. Like 90% of you guys were like, oh, it was disgusting. It's like, I don't know. You guys believe anything. And why didn't you warn me, Andy? Jesus.
True crime is it's a tough thing, because it's such a serious topic, and you got to take it seriously, and you got to be careful going down some of the wormholes that you end up going down, and you do end up getting very close to the case, and you want to follow certain leads. And I did it with the laundry case, and some of that stuff, I look back and I'm like, my God, that was nuts. Some of the stuff people were saying.
This guy is like the coolest. Like,
so
this
chill.
Dude is so super chill, man. It's like just pick, and then the random girl he picked on Tony's. This Tony guy totally like turned on his co-host because Ryan showed up on his stream. It was so weird, man. It was crazy.
It's great. And so I saw a comment, Andy, you're adding the drama. No. F you. Get out of here if you think this is drama. This man is going after Icamel still. That's 10 hours ago. And I'm going to defend Icamel, because this show is called Pop Culture Justice for a reason, because I'm going to stand up against bullies. And Ryan, you're being a bully. So if you want to come at me and dig up old shit about me and try to find some weird spin to go there, great, prove my point, because that has nothing to do with this. You should apologize to Icamel, because what you did was insane. And it's not okay. It's not all right what you did just because you got a lot of followers and clout and music. I don't care. I don't give a shit. This has nothing to do with the missing girl and the drama you're creating, and then putting the drama on Icamel and these people for no damn good reason. Like, this is insane what you're doing, and I'm not going to stand for it. When I see a bully being a bully, I call it out. And Ryan, you're being a bully here. Look, I think you did have some valid stuff. I liked your passion in this. I would love to try to smooth this with you and Icamel, like privately, whatever. I'm not doing this for the views. This stuff doesn't even get me the views that I typically would do. I do this story because Lewis was doing it, and it was an important story, and I wanted to help find this girl. I wanted to use this platform to help find Kiely. Lewis is the one who sort of told me, and we've shied away. We don't do true crime as much until it starts really getting it all over the press, and then okay, let's see what everybody's talking about. And but part of the reason I stepped out of true crime, I don't get as invested, is because it's just very insular, very specific, and then you get a lot of people who get really into these conspiracy theories on every case. And to be fair, sometimes they're right, Lewis. Sometimes there is some shady stuff that happens. I'm not denying it. You got to sometimes go down those wormholes. I do agree, just to find. But other times, it's just all distraction. And then more often than not, you find like Brian Laundrie. He wasn't out. Well, they wasted months, weeks, and man hours and time when the parents just knew all along. And I think a lot of us suspected that, but we built this idea of who Brian Laundrie was. Like he was some like Hannibal Lecter guy who was like on the run from everybody. Dude, that guy was an idiot. There was no way he was doing all the things that everybody thought he was, this big, sinister profile. Everyone gets an idea in their head, and it's really scary. So right now, I'm sad because I liked what he was doing. I thought he was an interesting voice in the space. But right now, Ryan, you're being a bully. I'll say it again. Please
and
back down.
To be wrong,
back
man.
down,
it's okay
man.
To be wrong, yeah.
Look, and if you want to come at such an allegation and say, no, you're missing the point, Icamel and all these people are involved, then you got to bring me real evidence, not some weird guy in a stream who connected and found that they both have the same like provider on their businesses. Everything he provided, nothing is substantial or concrete. In fact, the same guy who went for 8 hours that Ryan picked and chose to what he picked went off on a whole tirade about how he's doing things to kids, like constant things. And I'm just like, that's dangerous shit. That is dangerous shit. If you're just going to throw that stuff off like that without actually doing your homework, well, then I can't listen to a word you're saying because you're just as crazy as the people you're claiming are crazy. You're being irresponsible and you're being a bully. And that to me is the worst kind of thing. And I hope you fix it. I don't want no beef with you. I don't know who you are. I don't care. I don't give a shit. But I don't like when I see people out there like Icamel, who I believe has done a lot for this space and the community and online. I am going to stand up for him and have his back because I don't believe this shit one iota. And I need evidence. I don't just believe weird shit and theories that people put out there. So I hope he fixes this because I don't know who this is. I'm not trying to hate on the guy, but I'm upset with the guy. That's the difference. You got all these fans. Even he's got fans here, Lewis. Why all this hate towards him? We're allowed to be upset with people, guys. It has reactions. And if he wants to be upset with Icamel
because he
and whatever,
picked a
so be it.
random guy and blamed him for the missing Kiely Rodni,
Yes,
dude.
that's a serious offense.
Yeah, it's like, what if they pick you? The person defending him, let's blame that person for something they didn't do. Is that cool? Oh, but he sings well. Yes, he still sings well. But you can't just blame a random person for something. That's not what America is. And I know Ryan is very patriotic. Good for you. So am I, brother. But you can't do that. You got to, it's court of law, man. It's court of law. If you don't like it, fuck you.
Yeah, look, and I hope he sorts this out at some point, and I think he can. It's fine, or he just won't, and everyone will move on, and we'll move on to a next story next time. But I've been there, man, and I don't know enough. I don't want to overstep, but it sounds like Ryan's been through this too. He's had some fights with some people who've leveled shit against him, so I don't understand why he would be so quick to call out Icamel. Like that's a serious charge you're leveling against this guy. And that's not okay on my watch. I don't like that kind of shit. I'm not going to receive. I know Icamel. I don't know him, but I know him enough. I've worked with him enough. I've seen enough of his work. I do not believe he knew where Kiely Rodni was. I don't believe it. That's absurd. And this weird trafficking keyword, this is what it means. Come on, dude.
The decoding of Icamel.
This is insane. I don't even want to play this crap. It's insane.
No, it's weird.
And 100,000 people now, if his fans are all out there thinking Icamel's the worst of the worst. That really makes me angry. I'm sorry. You need more evidence to do that instead of just because you got a platform, you get to go just yell whatever you want to yell. And that's the problem with true crime, right? As someone just said it, he's trying to connect dots that weren't there. But he just kept connecting them no matter at all costs.
He's still connecting them.
He's still like, well, I'm going to justify what I said because look, see, I told you guys, they don't want to go on a live. They don't want to go on a live because they don't want to be harassed by you and your audience. You're not going to have a civil conversation. You've just proven that you're not rational. Nobody wants to have a conversation with someone who's irrational. You know what I mean, Lewis? You can't have a conversation with somebody who's irrational because you're just going to keep spinning any word they say into whatever narrative you want them to be. And so now you've just completely blown it up, and any actual civil discourse that maybe you could have had with these people is out the window because you doxed the Ronnie guy. He literally doxed the Ronnie guy. I talked to Icamel a little bit to try and figure out what's going on, and I'm going to try and get him on here. He's invited. I know he's streaming at the same time. For the record, any of you guys are available on here anytime. Ryan, Icamel, Ronnie, whoever. I will happily open up this platform to sort this out for anybody, or you can reach out to me privately. My DMs are open on Instagram. I have tried to reach out to you, Ryan, a while back when I was laughing with what this and agreeing with what you're doing about the caller. I thought something was off, but now you've taken it too far, in my opinion, and I can't support this. And I'm going to support Icamel just because you need more facts than just putting out crazy accusations like that. That's dangerous shit.
A lot of the true, I'm more upset actually at a lot of, not all of them, the true crime community. My gosh, man. Wow, guys. Yeesh. Wow. You guys will sell out anybody just to have views, man. It's so weird. I mean, Ryan does what he does, but The true crime.
I see Cinema Shogun. Do you want to come in, Cinema? Do you have a thought on this? I'll be honest, Cinema. People don't like you on my channel, Cinema, because of your Britney takes. You've done some.
Like him. I think he's.
I had no issue with him during the Gabby days. I've DM'd him. I don't know the guy. I always give everybody the benefit of the doubt before I judge anybody. But I have seen you've gone down the Britney isn't free conspiracy route, which I just don't like. Not a fan of that angle because I think it's completely off base. But Cinema, if you want to get in and just message me, I see. Shout out to my favorites. You're welcome to join the conversation if you want, because if you have thoughts on this or you disagree, I'll hear you out. Oh, I found you here. I sent you the Zoom link. If you want to pop in and say something,
you can do it. You don't worry about your equipment, buddy. You could use your.
Just call in.
You can just not use your face and just call in.
Look, I try to make it so anybody's welcome, as long as we're all being respectful. I don't like what's happening here, and I want to talk a little bit more about what we think is going on. It looks like Pascal's about to join us. What's up, my man?
What's up, y'all?
Welcome to the show. I hope you're doing well, my man.
Hold on. Pascal's wearing purple. I think he's connected to everything.
He is. He must know. He must know where she was.
Connected.
Uh-oh.
And notice we're both bald.
Listen. My name's Bennett, and I ain't in it. Okay. But yeah.
Did you watch this Icamel drama between Ryan and Icamel?
Say that again. I'm sorry. What?
Did you catch all this drama between Icamel and Ryan Upchurch? Do you share the frustration I have of Ryan putting such allegations out without actually any facts?
Yeah, it's been a little unhinged. Let's just say that it's been a bit unhinged, and I wish he would. Like I said, my name is Bennett, and I ain't in it. You know, what matters is that some huge questions have been answered. Right? Where is Kiely? She has been found. The drama around it has been really, really messed up and sad. I am trying, like I said, I have my own, color commentary on this, but I'm trying to do my best to
hey dude, what do you we keep it real here. I want to hear that commentary. We're not on your channel. You made me talk about shit I didn't talk about on your channel.
Yeah. No. I mean, listen.
Keep it real, my man.
I understand. Listen, in the very beginning, it was very funny. And he was posing a lot of questions.
You're talking Ryan.
Ryan.
You don't want to say his name. Are you afraid he's got 3 million followers?
No.
You don't want his army to come after you?
Honestly, I'm not. No, I ain't scared of nobody. Here. No. I ain't scared of nobody. What I'm trying to say is that I'm just not trying to feed into the drama.
Fair enough.
Because, like I said, what really matters is that this young girl was missing. We have finally found her. Shout out to Adventures with Purpose. But I will say this: in the very beginning, it was funny, or it wasn't funny. He was posing a lot of good questions, but he was funny about it as well. So it was hilarious.
Yes.
But at the same time, though, it now has gone off into something. I don't even know what it is now. And it's starting to become dangerous. That's the one thing I'm worried about, because people are getting doxxed. People are getting called out for things that like I said, there's accusations, there's allegations being thrown out here. And like I said, I just don't want it to go into a very ugly way. And I will say this to Icamel. Shout out to Icamel for holding it down, because he could have easily snapped in a very, very negative way, and it could have gone a different route. And he didn't. He held his ground. He had the interview with Ronnie debunking all this stuff. And even when he did that, it seemed like it still wasn't good enough. So that's why I say, like, after that, it's like, all right, I'm backing off. My name's Bennett, and I ain't in it.
Fair enough. Hey, I respect that. I'll accept that answer. I mean, it does seem like, because there was a whole bunch of heat on why did Mel like delete or edit all the video, because he was being a responsible professional who was hiding his personal information from everybody, because that's what we do here, is we try to respect sources and be good people, not just dox and put all the information out, which is what some of Ryan's fans were doing. And then Ryan was just sort of allowing it to happen. That's what I just can't get on board with. And when some people are like, how do you define true crime people? Amanda Keats asked. Look, I'm talking about the people who were messaging and commenting me and getting in. I saw a lot of people getting very invested in this case and the drama. And to me, when the drama gets into the true crime, it just completely muddies the water sometimes, and you can't solve the case, and you get too lost in conspiracy theories. And of course, there's a lot of good true crime. Grizzly, who I saw in the chat, of course, Jersey True Crime. I think she does such a fantastic job breaking it all down eloquently, sanely, responsibly. And I think there are good channels out there that are covering it. But in order to really do it, you gotta lean all in. You got to be doing every step of the way like it's a book, like you're uncovering chapters of the story and giving all the information. And it's hard to like dip in and out of a case like this, I think. And anyway, there was a lot of just people. I'm not saying everybody, but there was some definitely people who get very absorbed in it in a way that I think can be dangerous. And a lot of times can be helpful, right, to solve these cases, but sometimes can be a little dangerous. But well said there. I didn't want to go on too long on this. I wasn't the goal, but I hope all these people can smooth it out. And I hope Ryan just slows it down. He can say whatever the hell he wants, but I just think this looks bad. And people should be warned that this is the theories he's going to jump on. If you don't agree with him, just seems kind of crazy. I don't even know all this drama. The other girl who was on there, she was speaking very highly on things that I just feel like she shouldn't have spoken about. And I think she was just ill-equipped to handle someone like Ryan. Do I believe she was kayaking out there to eliminate her involvement in the Kiely disappearance? No. I mean, that seems so crazy. Did you guys hear that one, Pascal? Lewis?
Oh yeah.
I'm
saw
all
those videos.
I'm all for hearing like theories like that, but I'm struggling with like this girl.
Okay, so there are some people out here that will, especially if they're, I don't even think she even lives near the area,
right?
To be straight funky, but given the fact that there are people that will go out of their way, take out their camera, go to the area, shoot the area that they're, you know what I mean? Because they're like, okay, I'm a small YouTube channel. This will hopefully get me a few thousand hits, and maybe I'll get some more a following or some subscribers. I've seen people do that. I've seen other channels that are very successful do that same approach. Does that mean that she was trying to cover her tracks or try to, tamper evidence? I don't think so. Like I said, I think this went from one thing and has morphed to this off-road random thing that has nothing to do with the given situation that we're in right now. And it's now entertainment rather than news, rather than information, which is what we need.
Yeah, never mind
about her.
Yeah, go ahead.
Never mind that the entire lake was surrounded by investigators while she was kayaking, watching her allegedly cover things. Okay.
Yeah, wouldn't it be weird if she was out there on the kayak? She just had the oar and she's just smashing the water, just trying to destroy evidence. I mean, think about it. You know what I mean?
Drops a grenade.
The investigators are sitting there going, "What's she doing over there?" You know what I mean? Come on, man. Like, it's a bit far fetched to me. It's a bit far fetched.
Yeah, it's. Do we have? Are you there, special guest?
I'm there.
Oh, I don't see you, but I hear you.
Oh, that's so weird. Okay, wait.
I wasn't sure if that was on purpose. You were being mysterious.
Yes. Hold on 1 second. Here we go.
What's
up,
up, G? No,
What's up? What's happening, man?
we don't see you though.
Come on, man.
Straight from Grizzly True Crime. Once she figures out her options, so happy to have her.
I was promised we would see you, so that's sorry.
Yeah, I'm
she
happy.
will sort it out.
One of my favorite people. You know what I mean? What's up?
What's up? Here I am, and I'm looking all weird. What's happening with the green screen? Everything's weird today. Technical problems.
It looks
good.
Yeah, it looks great though.
You've been crushing this case. You've been covering it like no other, and I will happily give you plugs. You are my true crime expert on all this stuff.
Wow, thank you.
I don't want to keep talking about the drama. I want to wrap it up. But did you notice the drama this weekend in the covering of this?
How do we not notice that?
Do you think that's a sign of like, a saturation point of true crime on YouTube? Do you have any comment on that before we pivot? Because I want to pivot on now what with the case, which I want to get to. But before I leave, I was curious your thoughts on things and watching all this. Do you have a reaction to the drama that's been out there? Do you think it's wrong, right?
I think it's extremely irresponsible. It just feels like, oh, cool, I've got this huge platform, so let's just, I don't know, make connections. And it's just like, come on, just be responsible. Take it easy. Spotting red flags is one thing. Connecting dots, whoa, that's a whole nother thing. It's like, it was really scary to watch. that, you know, someone with power in the music industry can like enter the true crime community and just kind of almost take the spotlight, which is what I didn't like. The spotlight should be on Kiely. It's not about the, you know, beefing with anyone or weird connections and unscrambling names, right? It's about finding Kiely. That's it.
Grizzly, let me ask you a question.
I mean, come on, you guys don't think this is quality reporting right here? I mean, look at this. He is connecting those dots. Look at this. Oh my guys, he's about to crack the case. Are you ready for this? Sell me kid. Oh my God, he must be, we got arrest him. Arrest this man immediately. Licked me. Oh my God, it's even worse than I thought before.
Like,
it's bad.
Like, sell me kid. If you sound it out, it says sell me kid. Why?
An echo.
Why does it say lick
me?
Why
does it say that? Why does it say lick me? Why? It must be, that must mean it's true. I'm sorry. That if this isn't a parody, then yes, irresponsible, dangerous, and awful. Now, if he's doing some big parody show for Netflix, trying to get into the true crime space, then I would laugh and say, okay, this is insane. Bravo. But I think he's being serious. And I'm that freaks me out. Go ahead, Pascal.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. There's a little bit of an echo. That's weird.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to fix my shit. It's all.
Oh, you good, homie? We're all trying to fix our shit, homie.
I know. My buddy Carlos was supposed to come over the weekend to solve because I switched out the gear and I returned the other one, and now he hasn't been able to troubleshoot it for me. I'm working on strings here, but we'll get there.
You good, man? It still looks great. But what I was going to say is, now I'm waiting for Ryan to come out with his diss track, and then Mel come out with his diss track, and then it's street cred. You know what I mean? And there's going to be East Side, West Side type stuff going on. You know, out here in these true crime streets. You feel me? This is going to be great. This is going to be hilarious.
I want to get on a diss track. Come on. I guess I got to be meaner. Okay.
Grizzly, I have a question for Grizzly. Did you notice a lot of people in the space you're in, the true crime space, got starstruck?
Oh yeah.
Like big people, not you. So you're the true crime YouTuber. Oh. That's why I said. That's why
I'm like talking about starstruck. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm not talking about me. I mean, like I was looking at like everyone looking at Ryan and like his music. I saw that, but what are you talking about?
Yeah, well, they gave him a platform and didn't question it. They didn't question anything he was saying.
That's not right.
Yeah.
So Louis, what you mean is like, so in other words, they were just really excited about Ryan Upchurch being on their street. Yeah.
That I saw that, and that's actually as well irresponsible, right? You know, it's
some
like
of those women orgasmed.
It's numbers, but
allegedly,
and so did Tony.
But it's
man,
Tony,
absolutely. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
he was fanning over Sammy, trying to get a date. And then,
Tony from All American.
And then,
right?
as soon as Ryan turned on anybody on his channel, he's like, "Yeah, Ryan, tell him." He was basically like, wherever the wind was taking Tony, that's where we were going.
Because it was numbers.
Game for Tony.
I didn't see those the All American Dream stuff.
Oh yeah,
but I'm assuming the only reason why he was like creaming in his pants was because of the numbers. What's because of numbers? If you really think about it, I mean, the traction is going towards him, towards All American Dream chasers. The video that he had with Sammy is being played countless times. I didn't even know about All American Dream chasers until this interview and all this stuff that's been going down. So in a way, it's working for him. You see what I'm saying? Now, is he a true crime? Is he a real true crimer like Gisela here? Hail to the no. Okay. But he is getting those things. You see what I'm saying? He's getting the views, he's getting the numbers, and you know, at the end of the day, I mean, it's still getting.
Well, that's only for a short period of time. I mean, what's going to last is people laughing at him how he threw his co-host under the bus. That's what that video is going to last forever, bro. Your dorky takes and is just, you know, it's only going to last for a week more. Yeah, bro. I'm sorry.
That was unfortunate, Louis. In my personal opinion, that was really unfortunate because
how he threw his co-host.
But that's the thing, though. It'll be like, because you have the views or the numbers on your YouTube channel.
He was talking crap about Ryan for an hour. like literally destroying Ryan. I was even stuff is like, dude, Ryan's better than that. You're making up stuff just to kiss the girl's ass. And then when Ryan goes there, he changes. Oh no, Ryan, yeah. The UFOs took her. Oh, yeah. Bro,
Numbers.
I can't believe. Yeah, bro, it's like it was weird. We were all laughing. We were laughing at him.
Guys, I have an exclusive. I figured it out.
Yeah.
Good
If you take away his name, why you ran? P Church? Oh my God. Did you guys see it? Why you ran? He's running and he's
done.
peeing church. Solve the crime.
I'm done.
He's dead.
I'm done. I just hope that he just really real talk, just to try to be a voice of reason for a second here. All jokes aside, I really do hope that maybe he goes back and looks at his videos and maybe calms down, brings himself back to earth, and deletes a lot of these videos because they're not good. They're not good. And I don't see anything positive coming from those videos. Not mostly for Ikdamel, but also it could backfire and get him in trouble as well. So I'm just saying, like, it's just being big brother for a second here and just being like, yo, man, hey, just please maybe take those things down. You don't have to apologize. I don't care. Maybe Ikdamel's, that's between y'all. What he wants is what he wants, right? But as far as trying to make it seem like this man is connected to this whole thing in some weird, messed up 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon type of way, please just delete the stuff, man. Just delete it.
Doesn't he have PR? Like, doesn't he have any PR managers? It's such a huge star. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
This was not good PR, even if it's full clout, it's not good.
Yeah. And then
go well.
And also, here's the other thing too. God rest her soul. She was just found. Okay. So any of the crazy theories that were like, oh, she was this, that, and the third and all that, all those will be answered like tomorrow and within the next month. Yeah. So it's like, why can't man, instead of like, oh, let's gay frogs and water, getting all Alex Jonesy on stuff.
That was Alex Jones, bro.
That was very Alex Jones. But instead of going down that route, right? Why not go, okay, we have now that she was found in this lake. She was submerged upside down in her car. Let it be what it is. Let the toxicology, let the autopsy reports come out, and let it be what it is. If there's foul play, we're going to find out about it. Real talk, and real soon. So take those videos down because they don't make you look good, period.
Yeah. And they damage the true crime community.
I gotta say, I just want to say I did want to have Ikdamel and Ryan on to see if they could squash things and start to look for Kiely instead. But then one of those two went the deep end, like started decoding people's names and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, no, I'm out with that. And so it never really did happen. So nice try, haters in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to Nerd Report, your favorite.
I figured it out.
That's why you know
I got it even better. Ready, guys? It's way.
Go for it.
I mean, duh, it's right. Ryan, you're crap. Right? I mean, that's like youth and crap. So it's butt. I mean, connect to that, guys. Ryan's into youth butts. I mean, clearly that's what's happening here. So be careful, everybody. Mark my words. Something's off here. It's a really hard name to do anagrams to, and I'm not very good at anagrams. If someone has a better one, send it over.
Can I ask you all a question? Did you guys notice that Sammy Smith was at the press conference today? Because I did notice that the kids did disappear, and some people are saying that they were at the press conference. Did anyone notice that?
I didn't see that.
I just saw cops. That's all I saw.
Yeah.
Like, the angle I had was a close up on cops' faces, so I didn't see nothing. Nothing.
All right, we have one. Is this
Whoa, he found a new toy. He found a new toy.
Are you there, caller?
Yeah, it's Ryan.
What's up, Ryan?
Yeah, I'm here because I finally got to the bottom of the Ronnie stuff.
Oh, did you? I want to hear it, my man.
It's that doggone on Cinema Shogun, man. He's
Oh,
wrong.
yeah. What is wrong with that guy? I like the
What's
voice.
up,
Your
man?
voice
What's
is
up,
almost as
Andy?
good as mine.
Cinema Shogun in the
Cinema
house.
It's
Shogun in the
Cinema
house.
Shogun.
I can't see you. Can you do? Is your camera non-active?
Oh,
Are you
camera
taking a
is
dump or something?
No, I got Ronnie next to me, so I can't show my video right now. So I have to come on here
Jesus Christ.
anonymously. But I would like to say, hey, Andy, Lewis, Pascal, Grizzly, it's nice talking to you all this afternoon.
What's up,
Likewise.
homie?
Well,
What's
yes,
up, man?
you came up and I saw you watching, so I thought welcome to have you and give your thoughts. Anything you wanted to add to this case? Did you see the craziness unfold? Any take from yourself?
Oh man, yes, I watched the craziness unfold for like the last week or so, and the stuff that's on YouTube is just the tip of the iceberg. He actually has a Twitch account with even more stuff.
Oh my god!
Oh,
He has like a private chat going on, and they're now saying that the true crime community.
Before we start this video,
Sorry, hold on. Go ahead. Say that again.
saying that
They are now all insinuating that the true crime community on YouTube is the next Pizzagate.
Oh my word. Wow.
See, people want to know why am I talking about this? Because I think it's
I'm
important
dead.
to talk about. We got to call this
I am-
shit out because I do
Yeah.
feel I totally buy that would be the pivot that would make sense.
If
are they
that
gonna
was-
have any vegan pizza? I'm down.
Wait a second. Hold
What
up.
about pineapple on pizza though?
Yeah, they don't want pizza, Lewis. They want children and their
Yeah.
lizards.
I was gonna say, do you
careful.
know what
Careful, Lewis. You don't want any.
Pizzagate means?
Don't get clips saying I want vegan pizza at
No.
Pizzagate.
Yeah, that's
Pizzagate's bad. You can go Google it, Lewis.
Dangerous.
Don't want to say the word too often either, because I'm sure YouTube will demonetize us as soon as we mention this
Yeah.
craziness. But yeah,
Use
no,
a
that's
pro word.
interesting. Cinema Shogun. I'm not surprised by that at all. I mean, look, were you finding Ryan amusing too in the beginning, but it just went too far.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was funny, but to begin with as well, but then it just started going off the rails. And, I said something because I just feel like it puts all of our communities at risk
It
because
does, bro.
people call into your channels all the time. And I think they should feel safe to call into your channels and not feel as if they may get exposed by some country singer,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Just because you have a following doesn't mean you get to use it to dox and expose people. That's what's really scary.
Yeah, it's very scary. Definitely very scary.
Ugh. Yeah. Well, I don't want to keep dwelling on the drama either. I did want to make sure we touched upon it because I like you said, I think this is dangerous. I think I'm worried about the directions of where this goes because it's getting traction.
Yeah.
And it's going to make a mockery out of, I feel like people who are doing really good work and should be allowed to
Yeah.
do this work. And it is what it is. So I hope it gets sorted out, but I suspect it won't. I suspect this drama will continue and he'll call out people who are calling him out. Who knows? But moving forward on this case, since I have a panel of experts who've been following it,
hmm
what's next? What do you think happened? What do we do now? I want to go to you, Grizzly. Well, I was going to go to Grizzly, but go ahead, Lewis, you can go. You've been following.
Okay, listen. This is I told my community, chin up. I really don't cover this kind of stuff. I like to have fun, and then we get serious once in a while and stuff like that. We gravitated to the story. A lot of people were really, really, really sad because they feel defeated because we put the word out, and we entertained, and we put the word out. That's what we try to do over there at Nerd Report, right? And a lot of people were sad when they heard the news. But I just want to tell everybody, chin up, because we tried, and then we're going to probably fail more than succeed. But you know what? We didn't get Kiely, but the next person, we may be able to make a difference. So we move forward and we continue like that. So to the entire community, Popcorn Planet, everyone here, keep putting the word out for missing little kids, man, that didn't live their life at all. We could get into debates about Kiely, 16. She's very smart, but do we want her to handle a freaking car at 12:30? That is kind of weird, not blaming anybody, but that's if it's within the law, something to look at, still a kid. What's next? Let's keep pushing forward and and a lot of people need help. Ventures with Purpose, as they've stumbled across other people that have been missing. So let's support them, and then let's ask why our government officials do not fund sheriff departments and investigators when they're fucking taxing the shit out of us on California. That is not political. That is nothing to do with politics.
Well, I mean, it does. Where do you put the tax money? Exactly. Who gets the money?
Audit.
Who gets the money? Where do you put it?
Why is a random? They're not random. Not to put them down. Why is someone else doing better than the state, which is supposed to be one of the number one economies in the world? What's going on? That's the way I look at it. But chin up, everyone.
Yeah, agreed. I'll go to you, Gisela. What do you think about this? I mean, what about like the crime? There was clearly a crime here committed. Do you think so, or not potentially?
I mean, I'm on the fence as law enforcement is. You know, they said they're not ruling out foul play right now. So there's a whole investigation to still unfold. I know people can get very impatient. Like, when are the results? Like CSI episode tomorrow? No. Like, then tomorrow we'll be releasing the autopsy results, I believe. And then the toxicology will take 4 to 6 weeks. So we're yet to see exactly what happened. And I also wouldn't rule anything out. But my gut feel is that it isn't as simple as her just driving into the water, although that could be a possibility. You know, in my personal opinion, I'm just like, there's a lot of weird things that happened in this case. It may have been a distraction, but we're yet to see if we could actually rule all of that out. Yes. And we're mostly team Kiely. As I say, it's not team Upchurch or team, I mean, I love Icked Mail as well, but it's not like this team or that team or which true crimer do you like the most? It's not about that. It's team Kiely all the way. If we have to fight for justice and help that, then we'll continue to spread the message for that, while also, of course, helping to spread awareness for other missing people that also need a lot of attention. Jalissa Fuentes, which Adventures with Purpose will also be helping with now.
Good.
You know, so continue with purpose, I think. You know,
with
focus.
Purpose. Well said.
Continue with purpose.
Lewis says, continue with purpose. New brand.
That's awesome.
Lewis says chin up, and I just think we should continue with our authentic drive and purpose. You know, keep doing what we're doing.
Pascal, thoughts?
Let Cinema.
Cinema Shogun. Are you still there?
Let me go.
Honestly, I'm kind of scared to speculate too much right now because of everything that's going on. But I think there definitely could be a little more to.
Yeah.
Whoops, sorry. I didn't mean to hit the button.
Sorry, Cinema. Andy has a lot of buttons. But can you say that
somehow
again?
Button, all my sound doesn't work with that worked. Sorry. You're worried about making theories right now, which I understand. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I think there could be more to the story, but like I said, I don't want to say too much because I feel like the information is going to be coming out soon, and I don't want to give anyone anything, to cling on too much right now.
Word.
Right, and that's the problem with a lot of these true crime channels. I mean, because what I like about what Grizzly True Crime does, which I know that's her main focus, is she focuses on stories like this. So
amazing job.
I if you like true crime, you go there. I'm not a true crime channel. I talk about some of these stories as I think all Pascal, Lewis, Cinema, we all cover these stories when they sort of hit us or they, so on. But Grizzly True Crime does it all the time. And what I like is you do it. You don't try to do it salaciously or keep the story going. But the problem with a lot of true crime channels is, they got to keep the story going, right? They got to find a salacious detail to keep it going. Very similar to what I think Ryan's doing right here. Like, he wants to call out like this is about Kiely and not about anything else. But dude's posted like 10 videos already, all about this drama about the caller and Ickamel, and that they're gonna get this is exactly the problem with true crime, because this is just leaning into the drama and elongating it and putting theories to continue to connect the dots, and then each video is a new dot. That can be very problematic. What's your advice, Gisela, for true crime people to make sure they're not, being a detriment to the case and supporting creators that are actually trying to do the right thing? What would you advise?
I think empathy, even if one doesn't have it, could develop it, right? You could develop empathy or read books on it or do something, because empathy for the victims and their families. If you focus on that and only that, it really helps to declutter everything else, clear up the mess, because if it's like, ooh, this theory and that, and there will be an audience for conspiracy theories. There will be, so he can keep on, for instance, Ryan Upchurch, building that audience, but it doesn't help the case. It hurts the family, it actually just hurts people. So try to think with empathy. How could you best represent, be an ambassador for the victim and their family? Even if it was a victim, a missing person that was then found and something went horribly wrong.
Mhm.
Try to be like representing the victim and their family. That's what I would say. Focus on that, and also continue to spread awareness for other cases, because there's so many, so overwhelming how many there are.
Good feedback.
Yeah.
The two I took away there for just is like, yeah, people who have empathy who are actually, you know, because I remember during the Gabby phase, I'll call him out again. I don't give a shit. The Joseph Morris guy was like putting fake corpses in his thumbnails and putting out theories that were just like disgusting. And you know, people were eating it up. They were still did it good. There's a crowd of people. There's a crowd of people that will watch that garbage. But I think you want to find channels that aren't resorting to that type of salacious clickbait. Like you just said, like what would the family be comfortable with? You know, what channel would the family be watching for updates to get that kind of information? I think is really well said for people who may be looking like, how do I clean up my feed of who's actually being good and who's covering, if I want true crime, who's covering true crime, even the cases that aren't getting them views. Like they're covering it all because it's important to them. Those are huge, I think, good tips if you're looking for it. Woo! Oh my God, what a show! Oh, you're not going to miss my Alvin and the Chipmunk
Karaoke of Britney's Toxic. That one's getting uploaded to the members only.
Oh, and then you're going to meet
Army Hammer's dick? What? Oh, it got really weird.
You're not going to miss it, so make sure you've hit that join button. Hit the join button, hit the pick a tier, and you'll join it. And then you get all the members-only exclusives over on the members-only playlist on the channel page. Also, you have a really good conversation I had with Cinema Shogun about Britney. We disagreed, but we had a civil conversation. Remember those? It was so nice. I hope you'll check out the full show. I want to thank all my guests. Louis Lecca over at Nerd Report, who's live now. We're going to send you guys over there. The Pascal Show, Grizzly True Crime, It's Kim, and so many others. Cinema Shogun. Thanks to everybody who showed up. Thanks to everybody for watching here. Appreciate you guys so much. I hope you have a wonderful day. Enjoy the rest of it, and I will see you guys tomorrow here on Popcorn Planet. In the meanwhile, make sure you check out Nerd Report. He's live now, or check out these videos on the end. Appreciate you guys. See you guys tomorrow. Bye!